Hi guys, it's Ivy. Welcome back to my channel, and I've been on Booktube for a couple of months now, and I have never done a new to Booktube tag or the Booktube Newbie Tag, so I'd like to take the time today to just go ahead and do that and answer these questions that kind of say why I wanted to make a YouTube channel. Question number 1 for the Booktube Newbie Tag is, why did you start this channel? My answer for this one is plain and simple. I just want friends that like to read. I like to talk about books, and I want to share my thoughts and feelings on books with other people. Simply just want friends that like books just as much as I do. Question number 2 is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? And for this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I want to be myself, and sometimes I'd like to think that I'm funny, so I hope that can come across in some of my videos. I just would like to be who I am and talk about the things that I like and things that we might have in common. Question number 3 is, what are you most excited about for this new channel? I'm most excited to communicate with people and be part of this community of people who love books and share experiences together about the books that we love to read. Question number 4 is, why do you love reading? And I love reading for many of reasons. I love reading for entertainment. I love reading to have an escape. I love reading to get inside characters' minds of things that I will never be able to do. Like, I'll never be a fairy, I'll never be a witch, I'll never be a vampire, obviously, but to be inside the mind of someone's creation and their imagination is one of the reasons that I love reading. Question number 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? And for this one, I kind of have 3 answers, because different stages of my life I read different books that either got me into reading or helped me stay into reading. First one, I'm gonna say The Boxcar Children. I read this in the 1st grade. This is what opened the world up to reading for me and got me to love books. Second series I'm gonna go with for this one is The Chronicles of Narnia, specifically The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. That one I read in the 6th grade, and it just continued my love for reading, and it entered me into the fantasy realm. I grew as a reader picking that book up, because before I was reading like Bailey School Kids and Wayside Stories from Wayside School. Those are still like for young readers. And so when I picked up The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, it kind of introduced me into a bigger reading group with the fantasy aspects of that. The 3rd book that helped me stay into reading, or I should say like kept me picking things up, and I just devoured these books when I read them, which was Twilight, and I read them when I was a freshman. And from the moment I picked Twilight up, I did not put it down. I read New Moon, Eclipse. I anticipated the release for Breaking Dawn. Like, I could not wait for that one. After I read all of them, I read them 3 times. I just kept reading them over and over again, and it's actually been a long time since I've read them. I wonder how I would feel about those books reading them now after reading so many books that I have read, but my love for Twilight will never go away. Like, those books sparked something in me. Ever since then, I just kept devouring books. Number 6 is, what question would you ask your favorite booktuber? And my favorite booktuber is Emma from Emma Books, and I actually met her at BookCon this year, and she's so sweet and adorable. But some people might think it's kind of weird, but whatever. Like, I would ask her to be my friend. I think we have a lot in common, and I think we would have a lot of fun together. And Emma, if you're watching this, I know you like EDM, so let's go to a rave together sometime. Hopefully we could see Rez. That would be awesome. Question number 7 is, what challenges do you think starting a Booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? And for that, I think just getting comfortable in front of the camera. I still get nervous, and it's weird because you're talking to yourself. Like, you would think, oh, it's not nerve-wracking, but it is. I hope that I can overcome that challenge and just, when I film, not get the anxiety that does come with it now. And also, I hope to get better at editing and creating thumbnails. Right now I'm just experimenting with different programs and stuff like that. Question number 8 is, when did you start reading? And I've always been a reader, always, ever since I was a kid. But like I said earlier, in the 1st grade, The Boxcar Children was the first like chapter books that introduced me into chapter reading, but I have always picked up picture books and everything ever since I was a kid. Question number 9 is, where do you read? And I kind of read everywhere. I don't leave the house without a book ever. I read in the car because I listen to audiobooks. I read before work. I read on my break at work. I read at home in my bed after work. I travel a lot, so I read on the airplane or I listen to audiobooks. So I'm pretty much, anytime I have a second to read, I am reading. Question number 10 is, what kind of books do you like to read? And I am a big fantasy reader. I love the fantasy genre. I love science fiction. I've also been trying to pick up contemporary a lot more recently. I have been enjoying that. I now have to be in the mood for contemporary. Like, I can't just be like, oh, I want to read contemporary. Like, no, I have to feel like a light, cute, fluffy feeling in order to pick one of those up. So my go-to is always fantasy though. That is it for my Booktube Newbie Tag. If you guys have any questions about me or want to know anything, just put in the comments below and I'd be happy to answer. If you love to read and you just want to talk about books, that's really all I'm here for. So let's get a conversation sparked. Let's start talking. Let's share our favorite books together, and maybe I can read something that's your favorite that I've never read, or you can read something that's my favorite that you've never read. Really all I want to be here for is just to make friends and talk about books that we love. So I hope you guys all have a good day. Bye!